Welcome to my next session, that is next course about production safe AI agents and building reliable text to SQL systems. This is based on one of my consulting business experience. How their existing text to SQL agent was behaving randomly in production systems, and how I did the analysis and got the root cause of failures, and how I changed the architecture to support some kind of safeguards and in order not to get failed and behave as expected in the production environment. And for this specific use case, I will tell that we can target AI engineers who will be able to know how the architecture should be built. A safeguard architecture, AI agentic architecture should be built. So in order to adhere that, okay, this will be satisfying, this will be behaving as expected in production. So let's start. One day one client came to me saying that its AI agent that was deployed into the production failed after 3 days of deployment. Okay, so it was some simple text to SQL agent. You think about whenever I am talking about agent, so it will come with a very high level architecture framework, means whether the land graph or the crew AI, it must have. No, it is not in that case. If you are building a single agent, even the simple Python functions files will suffice to build that agent. So it will be text to SQL. When I say that it is text to SQL agent, so it was whatever the user has to give some kind of text, and in return of that one, some SQL query will be generated in the backend in the engine, and it will be getting executed in the target database and returning the response, some numeric values to the agent, right? So to the user. So this is the simple functionality. One simple text to SQL agent was there, and there was no kind of dashboard, no kind of data analyst. The response was getting displayed in their internal chatbot. Okay, so when it first came to me, they were very confident. Okay, they told that okay, this agent was validated in dev environment, and we are very confident that this will perform 100% in the production. But when one of my senior executive reported that when he asked the questions what was the revenue for last year, then it was showing something like 40% more than the actual revenue. And then he was doubtful, and then when he tried to do some kind of investment. In return of that one, we started also putting few more queries to test how the agent was behaving. Then in that case, we were getting random numbers. Sometimes it was returning some values was about us meeting our expectations, and in some cases it was moving randomly here and there, which was not as per our expectations. So they said that this text to SQL agent is hallucinating. So please check whether this prompt needs to be updated, or what is the problem. And we feel like that we are having very simple prompts and that should be very complex, so that only this will meet as per the expectation. Or if you feel like that a more powerful model should be used there, then also you can use that one. Then in front of just going and digging the code, I decided to start from the ground truth validations. Okay, when I started validating the actual what was the response was generated by the AI agent back to the database, then at first the issue surfaced of that the AI agent production, because that was the production environment, the agent has to run where he has to face some kind of unforeseen queries. Based on that, it was never tested or validated. What I saw is that this production environment where the complete database was partitioned. That is very normal acceptance level, right? Because the DBA in order to improve the performance of the database, he has to do some kind of partitions, and it was having total 63 tables. And they, whereas in Dev it was only 4 tables, right? And they did not feel like that, okay, the agent should be aware about all these 63 tables available in the production environment, so that only it will be able to pick which table it has to query on. That was the first thing. When I again digged further, I came to know why then it came to my mind, okay, they had told that though this agent was validated perfectly in the dev environment and it has satisfied all the test cases, and because of that only, with very confidence, we had deployed it into the production. Then I started digging, okay, were your sandbox environment where you had validated that? Where is your staging environment, which is the mirror image of the production environment? No, we did not have all those, because it was all validated and performing well in the dev environment. How come this is the basic software engineering problem, right? The development environment is only for the development purpose, to do various kind of experimentations, whether you have to do prompt experimentation, LLM experiment, or you have to try different kind of architecture. So dev environment is for that one. And if you are having only 4 tables, then that is quite acceptable, right? That does not create, because that should be remain that much of clean. But before putting into the real-time traffic, you should validate in an environment which should replicate the real-time traffic. We accept that. I accept that in production environment, every system will see some unforeseen situation, unforeseen data, unforeseen user queries, unforeseen load, everything. But what is happening? What is the general basic? What is the load we expect per day, or what kind of user query we expect in production? Accordingly, we have to gather all those statistics, all those information, all those data, so that we have to replicate the production environment as a staging environment. And that is the where that we have to play with all kind of messiness. The system that is going to get exposed into the production system. Then only we can say that, okay, after the validation, then only we can say like that, okay, now we are confident to deploy this application, this system into the production, because it has satisfied all these kind of test cases, whether that is performance specific, load, non-functional specific, or the functional requirements or the use cases, right? So first question was that there was no staging environment. The second, when I came back, I again saw that there was not any kind of context provided to the AI agent. Context in the sense, for example, you think about something, okay, someone gave you one address and told that tomorrow there is an event and you have to be present there. He did not give any kind of map, any kind of landmark, how to route. He did not tell you anything. That means he did not give you any kind of context how to reach that particular space. So what we will do? You will take as per your understanding without referring anything. You will go here and there might be some possibility that you may or may not get reached to that address, that location, in proper time that you have estimated or something. Okay, sometimes also it may happen that if you cannot reach that location or address, you again return back to your home, to your original place. That happens, right? Similarly, here no context was provided to the agent that in what scenario, what kind of usage policy this specific table should be considered. This context means what? It's a specific domain we have to provide. What are the usage policies? All those things we have to provide, right? That is the context. That was missing. This is the second root cause. And the third root cause was about there should be one kind of validation layer when the text to SQL engine, basically what it happens, the user query comes, and then from the user query it is extracting some intention extractions, okay, and then it is trying to find out some kind of entities, and those entities will be mapped with the text to SQL engine. And those entity extractions, generally we say from the users, for example, what is the total revenue for last year. If I put some questions, then it will be coming some revenue, some total, and last year it's a time frame, okay. These are some kind of entities, and those will be mapped with the database table, and then it will understand that, okay, we have to use these entities for our SQL generation, and using those entities it generates the SQL query, right? And once that is generated, there should be some kind of validator which should validate that, okay, the generated SQL query is correct, or else it will take some different kind of column names, it will take some different table, the partitions to extract that time frame of data, right? So there should be one kind of validator. No validator was there. This once, what is the no validator was there, then we will discuss about how we have to include this. So what I mean to say is that it is not so difficult to build one AI agent, but what is problem is that the AI agents, they fail very loudly, okay, confidently, very confidently they will give you some kind of result, okay, and by seeing their response you will be very confident that, okay, I got a very good nice response, right, which we were not getting before, something like that before generating this AI agent. And these are very fascinating things we are getting now, and they fail convincingly in the sense, what I am saying, that you will get convinced by its response, right? You will think like that, okay, this is the best response I have received, and my AI agent is working very fine, right? So AI agent fails loudly, not silently, loudly. They will say like that, okay, we have achieved this much of score, my AI agent has given this much of response, and it has done like this, very loudly, right? Convincingly, they will convince you, okay, my response is very good, and confidently, very confident, okay, 100% this is correct. They fail like that. But the thing is like that, we have to find out, is it the actual data is returning, or any kind of failure is there, and how to detect those kind of failure scenarios, how to handle those kind of failure scenarios, that we will going to discuss in this session. So it will be a continuous discussions about how each three root cause, after we got the three root cause, okay, how I addressed those three root cause after the final architecture of the system, how it was done, updated. Then the next series will be to discuss with the system design architecture, and the third one I will take you walk through of the original code. Thank you then.